Namami Bhagavatam Shankaram Logashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Bhatarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmatacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheta Vibhagine Vyomavatyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Ukaro Anthakaro Vairukarastan Anthakara Nirodhitvad Gururitya Vidhiyate Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Bhagavate Vaivasvataya Mrityave Brahma Vidya Acharyaya Nachiketase Namaha. So, we are in the second chapter of Kaṭha Upaniṣad. And in the second chapter, first section, fifth mantra, we need to see the meaning according to Shankara's commentary. I will read the mantra and I will give the connection and I will say the word by word meaning and I will tell the whole intention of the mantra by Shankara, what Shankara has written in his commentary. We will see. This verse especially talks about the fearlessness of the enlightened person. I will read the mantra and I will see how it helps the person not to fear from anything in the world. I will read the mantra. Yayimam advetam veta atmanam jivamantikat ishanam bhuta bhavyasya natato vijugupsate etat vaitat. Again, once more I will read. Yayimam madhvatam veda atmanam jivamantikat ishanam bhuta bhavyasya natato vijugupsate. Madhvatam. That's the key word of this mantra. The jiva, the individual which is obtaining in a human body, who is an enjoyer, who is the performer too, who does his actions, who receive the results. In Sanskrit, we call it karma and karma phala. The doer of the action, the enjoyer of the action. Who is the guy? That jiva, that individual, which is obtaining in this human body. He is called Madhvat. One who knows this individual who is going through different results of one's own actions, who is performing different types of actions due to ignorance. Any action is presupposed by a desire. A desire is presupposed by the ignorance. Unfulfilled personality is the person who has some desires. So unfulfillment is due to ignorance. If I feel unsatisfaction, if I feel unfulfilledness with oneself, that is due to ignorance. So ignorance is the root cause for desire. Desires are the root cause to the actions. So any action is presupposed by the desire. And desires are born out of an unfulfilled personality. Unfulfillment or unfulfilledness, one who is having that type of situation or that type of notion is due to ignorance. So the root cause of an action, if we see one stage after one stage, if we analyze behind and again, we will arrive into one thing called ignorance. Ignorance are the root cause for actions. When a human performs actions, for two things, happiness and security are the primary concerns of any actions. I need some security through this action. I need some happiness through this action. Any action have two goals. One is security, other is happiness. There is no total security in any action. This is the fact, this is the truth. A permanent security is the result of any action, which is not our topic. What is need for our topic, I will briefly explain for you. So, each and every individual will engage in an action to be secure or to be happy in one's life. And of course, it's a temporary happiness or temporary security they will gain in their life through the action. Apart from this, they go on doing action one after another in their day-to-day life. And the first portion of the Veda is promoting our inferior status. And we get engaged in more Vedic rituals also in order to fulfill our own desires. I am already feeling some insecurity regarding my birth and regarding my situations. I want certain things in my life. I want to achieve certain things in my life for security and some happiness in my life. And I approach the ultimate scriptures called Vedas. And in the first portion of the Vedas, the first portion talks about different types of rituals which can help a person to achieve their needs, to fulfill their desires, whatever it is. That means my smallness is retained, and the Vedas, the first portion of Vedas, go along with me according to my thoughts that I have certain limitations, I am lacking, and I need to fulfill certain things in my life. In order to fulfill that, I have to go through different actions. And the Veda prescribes certain actions in the form of rituals, in the form of prayers, in the form of meditations, lot of ways. And if you do properly according to the prescribed manner, one will achieve definitely the goal. It can be heaven. It can be wealth in the form of cows. It can be a vehicle. It can be a recovery from a serious disease. Any kind of limitation will be taken care of by the first portion of the Vedas. So I am a Karta, doer of karma, and I am the enjoyer of the karma phala, the results of the action. This person is called here Madhvatam. An human or an individual or the jiva, the soul, individual soul who is obtaining in the body is called Madhvat. Here it is Madhvatam. One who knows this Madhvat. And in Shankara's commentary, he says like this: Yaha Kashchit Imam Madhvatam. Yaha, one who knows this Madhvat, this individual soul. Who is that individual soul? He gave an adjective. Karma phala bhujam jivam. One who enjoys the results of his action performing in this world. Karma phala bhujam jivam. Jiva, an individual soul. Now we are in the second part of the Kaṭha Upaniṣad, so that I need not to explain Jiva is individual soul. That word is very familiar for you. Jiva means the individual soul which is obtaining in a particular body. And he gives again another adjective. Pranadi kalapasya dharayitaram. Dharayitaram. Endowed with inhale, exhale, vision, listening, taste, touch, sensitivity of touch, sense of touching. All these features are only for an individual soul. An individual soul who is endowed with different characteristics or different features. This individual soul is not limited. This is a notion due to the ignorance that is being cleared here by the Lord Death. Remember, it's a dialogue between the Lord Death and this boy. And these are all instructions, valuable instructions, or we can say traditional teachings from the Lord Death for this young boy. So Lord Death says, one who knows Yaha imam matvatam veda. One who knows this individual soul, who is a doer and who is an enjoyer in this empirical world, means each and every living being. Please, may you understand. Each and every living being is going through different types of experiences and they are achieving different types of results due to their own karmas. So one who is doing the actions and one who is enjoying the action in this world, but not every living being is going to study the Shastra, the scriptures. That is only meant for human being. A mosquito will not approach a guru for studying scriptures. A cow will not have an understanding regarding the scriptures or a guru. So, even though each and every individual soul who is going through different karmas and getting different results are nothing but, I am going to say what Yama tell. Here the Matvat means the human being, one who studies scriptures and understands clearly about oneself. That human being who is going through different experiences and enjoying different results through their own actions, that person, may you know, O Nachiketas, may you know, or the person who knows this individual soul is nothing antikat, nearby. Here in Shankara says antikat, antike samipe ishanam ishitaram. Antike samipe, nearby. This word bit confusing. So up to this, the meaning will be like this. One who knows clearly that this individual soul is nearby. Nearby whom? We are going to see that. But the individual soul, when we say karma and the karma pala, who feel I am having certain defects or I am having certain limitations or I am legitimate, so that I have to do certain actions and I have to achieve certain karma pala. I have to accomplish some karma pala. This type of thoughts, one who is having, that person is called Madhvat, one who wants to enjoy this material world. If I say very frankly, a person who wants to enjoy this material world and want some happiness and want to achieve some security, that person is called Madhvat. One who knows this Madhvat, this individual soul, as whom this individual soul is placed nearby, that is called Samipe, Antike. Shankara converts Antikas to Antike, Samipe. Nearby whom this individual soul is nearby. Ishanam. Ish. Palane. Protect. One who is the protector of this entire world. One who is running the whole show in this universe. This person is called the Lord or Ishvaraha. One who can originate, one who can create this universe, one who can sustain this universe, one who can resolve this universe. That person is called Ishvaraha, Ishanaha. We say in our day-to-day life, owner of the shop, one who opened the shop, one who take care of the shop, one who closes the shop. He is called owner. From the standpoint of that particular shop, whether it is a fruit shop, whether it is a vegetable shop, whether it is a mobile shop, he is the owner of that particular shop. Why? Under his control, the whole shop starts to work. The whole shop will running whole day. And at last, at the 9 o'clock in the night, the shop will get closed under his guidance. According to his own command, the shop will open, the shop will run, the shop will close. So he is called owner. This owner is called Lord. Similarly, by whose order the Jagat, the universe originate, by whose order the universe continue with the different actions by different individuals and living beings. Without his knowledge, no action take place in this universe. For our knowledge, it may not know, it may be not knowing. Without his understanding, no action can be performed here. Everything is pre-planned. When a predator catches the prey, for us, it's a heartbreaking, but it's all pre-planned by the owner. Due to their own karma pala, their own actions which they have done in their life. Any suffering is due to one's own actions. Any pleasant moment is due to one's own actions. So, here one needs to understand carefully. Lord is only just taking care of the whole universe. He is not a person to give punish for anybody due to their misbehavior. He is not a person to give reward for a person due to their well behavior. He is just taking care of the entire universe. That's why he's called Lord. Lord don't have any role to punish the evil or give reward for the best. He don't have such a role at all. He is the Lord of this universe. Karma Adyakshaha. Like a king sit in his throne, and all other people will get engaged in their own respective actions. The army chief will be taking care of the army of that particular country. The servants of that palace will be engaged in different works. Those people who are taking care of the horses in the stable of that palace will be taking care of the horses. All the people will get engaged in their own routines and duties once the king is settled in his throne. Similarly, under his vision, everything happens. Without his knowledge, nothing is going to happen. I am a limited living being. For my knowledge, it will not come up to the moment when it happens. Once it happens, only I come to know, oh, this happened here, my God. But it's all pre-planned according to one's own karma. That is why he is called Ishanaha. One who is having the overlordship of this universe. And this Ishanaha, this Lord is nothing other than this individual who is pertaining, who is obtaining inside this human body. When I say Lord, he is not away from you. He is not away from this human body. That is what Lord Yama says here now. Now the meaning is clear. What is the meaning? Yaha idam madvatam veda atmanam jiva mantikad ishanam. One who knows clearly that this individual soul is identical to the overlord, the Lord who has the overlordship in this universe, the Lord who is the protector, who is the sustainer of this universe. This individual soul is identical to this Lord. Means we put is equal to individual soul is equal to Lord. Lord is nothing but this individual soul. We have some Shruti statements. Those statements which are echoing this non-division of the individual soul and ultimate Lord. Inseparable. This individual soul is nothing but this Lord. This is the meaning. One who enjoys this material world due to ignorance and involved in karma and the results of action, that individual soul is antikad, samipe, nearby this Ishvaraha, Ishana. Samipa should be converted into identical. He is nothing but this Ishvara. Then why he involved in action? That is the big problem. That discussion is out of this verse, but I have to give some clarification regarding that. The individual soul is ignorant right from the birth, instinctive. Natural instinct make him to involve in different actions, because Right from the childhood, from the day first onwards, he is perceiving duality in his life. This individual soul is perceiving the individuality in day-to-day life. And he take it. It is the true way. This is the truth of the universe. That duality is the truth of the universe. That mistake is instinct. So, Dvaitam is perceived right from the first day onwards by a kid. And he sees his father separate from his body. He sees mother separate from his body. He or she, whatever. He sees house separate from his body. And everybody is conducting life as though they are separate each other. This will be followed by the kid by perceiving this world. So Dvaitam is not to be taught for anybody to follow. Why? We are perceiving the duality right from the childhood and we are following that rules. Dvaitam is true. We have taken that granted. Dvaitam, the duality is true in this world. So I conduct my life according to the knowledge what others have given to me. They are also following duality, Dvaita Darshanam in Sanskrit. So all the people around me are just following Dvaitam. I am separate from this dog. I am separate from this house. I am separate from this cow. Everything is other than my individual body. This notion is very strong in each and every living being. A monkey will identify another monkey. Still, it has an identification that I am separate from that monkey. When it sees a horse or a cow, they are different in compared to species. Still, they identify each other. We are species and we are different. Dvaitam is retained in our vision. And by birth, this mistake is more and more strong again and again and again when the days are past. Because every experience which I go through makes sure that I am separate from all the people and the things around the world. We are all different each other. Thus, an individual, due to this notion, due to this misunderstanding, involved in different actions in order to fulfill his desires. A mistake is born due to ignorance. Any mistake, any erroneous notion has a base called ignorance, not knowing my real nature. If I come to know the real nature, that I am Purnaha, I don't lack anything. I am unlimited consciousness. But this is not being taught by my parents or my grandparents or the society or anybody in the world. They taught me, you are an individual living being. You are a human body. You have a name. Similarly, we are also separate from you. We have a human body. My mother, my father, my grandfather, my grandmother, my children, my dog, my house, everything is separate from me. And I conclude myself because perception is a valid means of knowledge. Pratyaksham is a pramanam. Whatever I perceive through my eyes are true. Whatever I listen through my ears are true. Whatever I smell through my nose is true. My tongue will help me to sense the taste. True. So direct perception is a pramanam, a valid means of knowledge. For understanding the universe, we apply all these sense organs. And I conclude myself according to the knowledge they brought to me. So from the logical standpoint, Dvaitam is true. Why? Perception being true, Dvaitam is also true. I see another body. I see something other than me. So through perception, I take myself that I am an individual living being, and like me, there are a lot of individual living beings around me. There are sentient living beings. There are inert things. There are plants and trees also which are immovable, but they are sentient. All these things are grasped through my senses, and I evaluate and I conclude myself, I am a human body. Thus, my human body have a lot of defects. My human body has a lot of limitations. My human body has a lot of necessities. My human body is subject to issues. In order to take care of my human body, I involve in different actions. In order to make my human body happy, I involve in actions. So, my own mistake, my own conclusions made me to engage with the work in this universe. And I am getting involved in different works, different actions, and I get the results. Results are in two. They are two. One is you will get happiness through certain actions. Other is you will get some security through your actions. Because when I conclude myself, I am this human body, for the sake of sustenance of this human body, I need to get more and more things to be secured. For example, my human body is subject to cold or any other diseases. In order to take care of these diseases or any other thing, I need an action to avoid certain diseases. That is why we go to a doctor, we take some tablets, and we will get recovered easily. These are all actions. My human body is subject to sorrow. My human body is subject to vulnerable. It is vulnerable all the time. There are certain things, and it make me to suffer in this world. So, in order to be secure in my life, I involve in actions. In order to be happy, I involve in certain actions. But ironically, those who know that The individual living being in this body, who is obtaining in this body, is identical to the Lord who is having overlordship in this universe, or they are not separate each other. They are one by the sentence Tattvamasi, or by the sentence Aham Brahmasmi. Like this, a lot of statements in Vedic statements in our scriptures, which is called Mahavakya. Those sentences directly throw light on the fact of individual living being. When we analyze those sentences, it throws light directly towards the fact. What is the fact? That Jiva is identical to Brahman. Jiva is not separate from Brahman. This individual soul is non-separate from this Brahman, who is the Lord of this entire universe. The Lord Yama says this secret to Nachiketas. One who knows that this individual soul is near. Near means identical. They are same. This individual soul is not separate from this Brahman, who is the master of this entire universe, who is the Lord of this entire universe. One who knows this, Ishanam, Bhutabhavyasya. This Lord is not going to change every day like a political election. He will be the Lord in future also. He will be the Lord. He was the Lord in the past also. He is the Lord in the present also. So, Ishanam, this Lord, who is the Lord of the past, of course, the Lord of the future, of course, he is the Lord in presence. At present. When we say Bhuta and Bhavya, we have to draw that word Vartamani Abhi. At the present, in the past, in the future, this individual soul will remain unchanged, even though our body get deteriorated. Our body will go through certain changes in coming days, and my body got certain changes in the past, and right now I am having gray hair, I am having wrinkles, I am tall, I am short, I am having issues with the teeth, I am having issues with my eyes, but it was not there in the past. That means body is changing daily. In spite of all these changes, I remain the same. I remain that Lord. I remain the same. I am identical. I am the same, which is the Lord, who will never change at present, who will never change in the future, who was in the past. One who knows this clearly, that individual soul will not get changed, individual soul will not get affected by the issues of the body. Individual soul remains same because the individual soul is nothing but Brahman. One who knows this is the statement of Yama. One who knows this clearly, then what is the result? Na tato vijugupsade, because knowing this, The truth is revealed by the Lord to Nachiketas that this individual soul is nothing but this Brahman, who is the Lord, who was same in the past, who is in the present, and will be in the future also, without any changing, even though the body get changed. Body get changes, of course. It was not like this in the past. It will not be like this in the future. In spite of all these changes, the body remains, the individual soul remains same, because the individual soul itself is Brahman. One of the best shlokas, like the Mahavakya, the Vedic sentences, which directly highlight the fact between the Ishvara and the individual soul. Similarly, this verse highlights that the soul which is obtaining in this human body is identical to this Brahman. Thus, knowing this, a wise will come to know this. Why? Even though all the ignorant people are Brahman, but they don't know. We need a lot of punya. We need a lot of results through noble works. Thus, a mind should be very clear and pure. Then only one come to know that I am this supreme Brahman, even though I obtain as an individual soul in this human body. I will not have any issues. Those issues are only pertaining to the body. That will not affect that soul, which is formless. When we say it is identical, means the Brahman and the individual soul are nothing but same, because all pervading Brahman is there inside the body also. Up to this, okay. Listening to the traditional teaching from a traditional teacher is called understanding the fact intellectually. We are all understanding the fact intellectually. In buddhi, in our own intellect, we understood the idea what is being taught by Lord Yama. Still, I am insecure about my disease. I am insecure about my bank balance. I am insecure with my kids. I am insecure with my wife. I am insecure with my issues related with my brothers. I am insecure in different ways. I am insecure with my health issues. I am always insecure. Just when I am listening the class every Sunday, 3 o'clock, I feel little comfort. This is called intellectually you are getting the knowledge. This intellectual understanding we need to do continuously. There is a difference. Intellectually understanding will not help the person to be secure. In order to get secure, I should ascertain the knowledge. What is being taught, I should become that. I should behave like that. When the Lord says to Nachiketas, what he says, everything is nothing but Brahman, then I should feel that each and everything what I perceive in my life is nothing but myself only. I am in the form of dog. I am in the form of peacock. I am in the form of cow. I am in the form of the traditional teacher. I am in the form of my kids. I am in the form of my wife. There is no hatredness. There is no attraction. There is nothing. Everything will be one and the equal. Samaloshtashma kanchanaha. Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, Loshtham, lump of clay, kanchanam, gold. The vision of the wise towards the lump of clay and the gold will be same. He see the same value, not get connect with the empirical world. From the ultimate standpoint of reality, the lump of clay is nothing but Brahman. The gold is nothing but Brahman. He has that vision towards both things, which are having different values in this empirical world. But from the standpoint of the reality of teachings, the fact is both are superimposed name and form. One single locus is their base. That is Brahman. And he get identified. I am in the form of lump of clay. I am in the form of gold. I am in the form of cow. Everything have a different body, but in spite of all this perception of duality, I perceive this consciousness which is formless in each and everything. Thus, once the vision is clear towards everything, that person will not do anything to keep himself protected from this world. Na vijugupsade. He don't feel fear of his own existence. He will not vanish. He will not disappear. Maybe his body or her body will have certain issues. Tatona vijugupsade. He don't fear due to insecurity. There is no fear of insecurity because this eternal Brahman being my intrinsic nature, and it will not get decayed or destructed. It will continue as long as there is no day of destruction. It's an infinite sustenance and infinite power and infinite capacity of surviving in this world. Thus, knowing or understanding my own characteristics or my own features, I feel more secure. When we are related to our body, mind, sense complex, lot of insecurities. When we connect with our body, with our mind, with our senses, that means I take myself that I am this body, I am this mind, I am this senses, then lot of insecurity because we compare with other people. He is thinking more than me. He is comfort more than me. He has a good house. He has a good vehicle. He has better way of living than me. All this insecurity will prevail in my life, will be in my head, Comparison will attract a lot of insecurity. Comparison can only be avoided by understanding this idea that there is no second thing to compare. The body seems to be existing, which is not at all there. The ultimate reality of every body is one single thing. That is Brahman. Knowing this, a person will not feel insecure. He will not involve in any action for the security. Tato na vichukupsade. The insecurity has gone. The fear has gone. Fear is due to my non-existence of the body. My body get affected. My body will get deteriorated. When a disease attacks my body, I will be tired, more and more tired. Then I will be departing from this body. It's a painful experience. So I don't want to give up my body. That is why I take tablets. I go through different treatments in order to survive in this world. Once you come to know that I am not this body, I am this supreme Brahman, which has the intrinsic features called Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. Very important intrinsic features. Swarupa Lakshanam. Definition, clean-cut definitions. Lakshanam means intrinsic definitions of my nature is Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. Satyam, never get decayed or deteriorated at any point of time. Jnanam, which is in the form of consciousness. Anantam, unlimited, infinite, or it can be Anantam also. Anantam means one who has the intrinsic nature of happiness. After knowing this intrinsic nature of a human being, the person will not involve in any kind of actions in order to be secure. In empirical world, we have to involve in different actions, but with the mind, he is convinced. And he has to own this knowledge. I told you, intellectually understanding certain ideas will not make the person secure. One should own this knowledge. I am Brahman, and we should start to behave that I am Brahman. Everything is Brahman. That vision has to deal. We have to respond or react to the world from our knowledge. That is called owning the knowledge. Once we own this knowledge, we feel total secure. Etat vaitat. The last word is that this is what you have asked to me from anyatra dharmat, anyatra adharmat, anyatra kritacha kritacha, anyatra bodhacha bhavyacha, yattat pashyati tadvata. Nachiketas asked for something and Yama is giving one by one the same thing from different angles, so that we have a traditional teaching to study, even though one thing to be studied with a different angles. It is easy to understand that. More we will continue in the next class. Enter into the 6th verse. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Brahmanebhya Shupamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshadu Parjanyaha Prathivi Sasya Shalini Deshoyam Kshoparahitaha Brahmana Santu Narbhayaha Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।